Just think about it for a second. Right now, wherever you are surrounded by invisible signals. Wi-Fi is everywhere. It's in our homes, our offices, our favorite coffee shops. It's kind of like the invisible plumbing of our modern world. But have you ever really stopped to wonder what's actually going on inside those signals?
I mean, really, is it? How much do you really know about the security of the very network you're probably using to listen to this right now? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain and take a hard look at that exact question.
So here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start with what wireless pen testing actually is. Then we'll dive into the hidden dangers lurking in your Wi-Fi. After that, we'll peek into an ethical hacker's playbook. And finally, we'll wrap up with how you can strengthen your own digital fortress.
All right, Section 1. So what on earth is wireless pen testing? Well, the simplest way to think about it is like this. It's an authorized fire drill, but for your digital network. You're basically testing all your defenses in a safe, controlled way before a real fire breaks out.
Now, here's the more official definition, and I want you to focus on one word here because it's the most important one: authorized. That's the bright, shining line that separates an ethical hacker from a criminal. It's all about getting explicit permission before you even think about looking for weaknesses.
And that gets to the whole point of this, right? This is all about being proactive. The goal isn't just to show off that you can break in. No, the real goal is to find those hidden cracks in the armor, things like weak encryption or really bad passwords, and patch them up before somebody with malicious intent finds them first.
Okay, but why go through all this trouble? I mean, what's the big deal? Well, it turns out those invisible airwaves all around us can be hiding some very real and very nasty threats. And trust me, it's about way more than just stopping your neighbor from using your Netflix account.
And here are just a few of the usual suspects. You've got eavesdropping, man-in-the-middle attacks, evil twins. I know, it all sounds like something straight out of a spy thriller, but these are totally real techniques attackers use to get into wireless networks every single day.
So let's quickly break down the difference between two of these because they can sound similar. A rogue access point is pretty simple. It's like an employee bringing in a cheap router from home and plugging it into the company network. Unauthorized, but simple. An evil twin, though, that's way more sinister. That's a fake Wi-Fi network that's set up to look exactly like the real one. That free coffee shop Wi-Fi, to trick you into connecting so it can steal your information.
Now you might be thinking, hey, I use security protocols, I'm safe. Well, maybe. See, even our security standards have known issues. WEP, yeah, that's a museum piece. You should never, ever use it. WPA2, which is still super common, can be cracked if you're using a weak password. And even the new hotness, WPA3, isn't a silver bullet if it's not set up correctly.
Okay, so how do the good guys actually find all these flaws? Well, it's not just random guesswork. It's a very systematic process, kind of like a 6-step mission plan that ethical hackers follow to put a network through its paces.
But before we even get to step 1, we have to stop. I want to hammer this point home because it is the single most important rule in the entire playbook. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with explicit written permission. Without that piece of paper, you're not a security tester, you're just a criminal. Period.
So here's the 6-step dance. It kicks off with planning and getting that all-important authorization. Then comes reconnaissance. You're basically gathering intel, figuring out the lay of the land. Next, you identify potential weak spots. Step 4 is exploitation, where you actually try to breach the defenses. If you get in, you move to post-exploitation to see how much damage an attacker could do. And finally, the most critical step, reporting. You document everything you found so the organization can actually fix the problems.
And that's really the whole point. This process isn't about bragging that you broke something. The real purpose of finding a weakness is to build a stronger, tougher, more resilient defense. It's about turning those vulnerabilities into strengths. And look at the benefits. You're stopping bad guys from getting in, you're protecting customer data, and you're often checking a box for industry regulations. But maybe the biggest one of all is that it makes everyone in the organization just a little more security conscious, and that's huge.
So, what can you actually do right now? Here are a few best practices. For starters, use the strongest encryption available, like WPA3. Use a long, complex, and unique password. Here's a big one. Turn off WPS, that little push-button connection feature. It's notoriously insecure. And finally, treat your router like any other computer. Keep it software updated.
Look, when you boil it all down, the takeaway here is pretty simple. In cybersecurity, there's no such thing as set it and forget it.
Regular testing and being proactive is the only way to find the holes in your own defenses before someone else does.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought. Your Wi-Fi network? It's not just some utility. It's the digital front door to your home or to your entire business. And the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you absolutely sure you're the only one who has a key?